What's going on, everybody? James Collins here, Green and Clean Professionals, bringing you all in one AI solutions. And Greg Hyatt, Big X Media, doing the same for website administration, back end administration, front end development, all for your new or repurposed website. How you doing, Greg?
Good, James. How are you doing this evening?
I'm so excited. I released tools today that have brought my software solution to another level. It's quite literally an all in one solution. It's now going back to your CRM. I have AI agents between voice agents and very multitask agents that can go as far as you want them to. Even now, big development is building like PowerPoint slides or Google slides into taking that data and making reports. So we're really making some strides very, very, very quickly. And I know you have made just as equally amount of big strides with Big X Media. So why don't you take the floor and tell us what does it entail? What does a website entail? Let's start basic and just what is it?
Yep, let's look at that. Let's go ahead and look at some of the fundamentals here. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm just going to use Big X's website to do that. So give me a moment here. Let's bring that into play. You should be seeing that now.
There you are.
All right, so let's start with the very top where you see the logo, the menu across the board, and my call to action button. This section here is called a header section. It is not the whole image and the website designing Conway and Big X Media. No, it is merely these entities. So your corporate logo, your navigation system, and a call to action button. This big area in here is a hero section. Then you start coming down, putting some of the elements into play, whether it be, how to dominate the digital space with Big X Media. And then we start coming down here and getting into the goodies. Now I'm going to bypass all this because I want to get down to the basics. So then we come clear down here where you see the logo again, some different links to different pages within the website, our hours of operation, things like our site map, privacy policy, terms of service. That's called a footer section. Everything else is a content section. So that's everything in between the header and the footer. But then we got some other things that we put into play that's absolutely must on every website, and most people don't even give thought to it. But Google sees if you don't have them, and that's what's called a 404 page. So at the end of our corporate URL, bigxmedia.net, I put a / and some junk text after it. When I hit enter, it should effectively take me to what's the 404 page. It says, oops, you appear to have lost your way. Return to the main site. If you do not have that on your website as a stay, now granted, we still got the footer. We don't necessarily need a header on a 404 page, but if Google sees you don't have this page, they will penalize you for that. There's some other things they look for as well, as far as, and we discussed this on a previous one, but we're making this one a kickoff. But nonetheless, we're taking a look at some semantics. So from the top, so this here is actually an H1. In fact, we'll go to inspect it. We've got it right here. So, and you see where it says H1 class, website designing Conway. So with everything you do in font sizing, so you got your what's called your heading classes H1 all the way through H6, but they must be semantic in their layout. So you got your H1 at the top, jump down here, that's an H2. And believe it or not, even though that looks bigger, this is an H3. It's not about the font size, it's about the semantic of how you tag it. So H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, da 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 da. But you see some basics in here, and let me say this, folks, and I see some things that just kind of like, ugh. It is not necessary to cram everything down everyone's throat in the minimum amount of space. In fact, I encourage spreading out, using that white space to give you room to provide your stuff. And of course, down here we got different blog articles that we're pulling from our actual blog article page. But when I go to that, where it says hot topics, so if we go to that, that's our actual blog page, and come down and just, have it a way for them to find what they're looking for. Your service pages, if you're a service-based business, and of course, a little bit about the about, and of course we've got FAQs, which I do. It's actually on the home page, but even the link in the header takes us right back to the home page, but to the section it's specifically directed toward the FAQ. So that's just some of the basics of what makes up a website. Okay, so after you got the header, again, that's your logo, pardon me, logo, navigation, maybe a call to action button, and your footer area, then you begin to develop your inner content sections. So that's the body of every page. Now, moving along to that, there's some things like this right here. If I was to go to another page, let me find one here. Let's go to website design. And if I scroll all the way to the bottom, there's that same image again with that same button. So what we can do is we take different components of something that might need to be reusable. It's a reusable block or dynamic content, and we pull it back in on other pages. So we're not having to recreate it from scratch. It's already considered a global block, so we just bring it in to the page concept and idea. The other thing that I encourage people to look at, and we touched on this, is your fonts. Your choice of website fonts for your headers, or pardon me, your H tags, as well as your P tag or a body tag. 2, maximum of 3, pardon me, fonts on any website, and then serve them locally. And the other thing you want to try to avoid is what's called a layout shift. Google doesn't like that. They'll kind of pop you in the butt. I am going to see if it'll let me stop sharing this, and I just want to show people real quick. We come back over here to our Google page speed scores, page speed insights. There we are. Should be live here in a moment. There we are. So what you're seeing here, mobile, BigXMedia, it's rare. I mean, it's some super hard work. As long as you're in the green, you're okay. And I'm even okay with the 84 on accessibility because I know where it truly hits because I've got other tools I'll use. But see, on the mobile, we're at 97. Best practices, 96. SEO, 92. If I switch over to desktop, you can kind of see how it changes over. I got 100 in performance, 85 accessibility, 96 best practices, 92 SEO. So by Google standards, I'm okay. I really don't have to worry about it. In fact, we do quite well because we've got articles on the website that get a lot of click-through rates where people are reading it. Now, that way, so we got the important parts of a website. But here's one thing where people get lost on the website, especially if your website isn't being designed for what I hope is to gain new leads or start conversations for your business. Let me ask why you have a website. It's kind of a no-brainer. But if your goal is to capture new leads and start those new conversations, then what I want to encourage every business owner who is looking to either have your site redesigned or even if you don't have one, to have one built from scratch, is define who is your optimal customer. And please don't say anybody that'll call or email you, because that's a lie. Even us as a web design agency, there are customers who call or contact us that maybe we're not the best fit for them. And there are many reasons why they could be. And then I don't want to get all out in the weeds on that. But at the same time, maybe they're not a good fit for us because it's going to be too detailed, or, people are looking to get the equivalent of a Netflix website built on a $500 budget. It's not going to happen.
So who is your ideal customer, Greg?
So for our ideal customer, we want to help local businesses who are serious about growing their business with not just new and fresh customers, but having long lasting relationships with the customers they have. So we want to be able to help people nurture that through both design, their content deliverability, helping them develop an effective marketing plan, whether that's email, social media, or maybe even to different platforms like YouTube, TikTok, what have you, finding what's going to work best from where their level of comfort is at and putting that on to play. But we start with the basics. You got to start with the basics. And everything starts on that website. So once we get that mapped out, then we start to bend the tree a little bit, and the focus of the camera, if you will, it's like, okay, now that we got the look, so you've got your website. Hopefully, you have a branding package. If not, we can help you develop one. That's your colors and your logo, your fonts. That all falls into that branding package. Highly important, too, because that's what people remember you by. If someone wants to see maybe your logo on a ball cap or a T-shirt or the side of a truck, it's kind of like James in uh, Green and Clean Pro. When I see that, everybody refers to his pickup truck as the Hulk. But when I see that truck, I know it's James driving down the road. I know it's Green and Clean Pro. I don't even have to look at it to know it. It's stuck in my brain. So that's that lasting visual, if you will, whether it be logo, colors, wraps on the vehicle, what have you. Get the website done. Okay, great. So we've got all that done. We got the branding package, got the layout, schematics, the verbiage, the pictures, everything else. Now it's time to look at how can we attract the kind of customer you're looking for, and can you even define that? What's your ideal customer?
My ideal customer sits right in the same lane yours does. That's the reason why we're together here. So I believe that Greg is the best kept secret. Just, you'll hear me say that every time I talk about BigXMedia because I truly believe in a website administrator that knows what they're doing. And I'm good at a lot of things. I'm a programmer and I can build and I can design and I can build logos and branding packages. But I'm telling you, that's not what I do every day. I work on simulators. Greg does that every day. But my
Well,
tools,
even in yours, like you just sent me, I think it was a couple of days ago when you sent me that text that said, "Hey, here's the back end for what you've been working on as far as the coding aspect of things and AI." But even from that, have you sat down to truly define who that ideal customer is that should be buying your packages? Are
I
these for
believe it's
Are these for noobs? Are these for intermediate leveled users? Are these for people that are advanced, or is there a happy medium? But and I know you've got that mapped out. But that's one thing I try to get
look,
customers.
an all-in-one solution. As you know, as I was building and developing my thought process on the exact same thing, I needed an all-in-one solution, something that I could potentially build out my marketing, my branding, because I was doing everything myself, and then integrate all of my custom automations so it tracks the conversion rates and keeping up with the numbers and treating a business like a business. So I had to, with each and every step, build the automations in and then test them and then prove them. And what I found is that if a business owner or someone looking to start a small business, such as a pressure washing business, like I had, for one, today I offered out 260 free systems. Now, I was a systems manager for a while, so these are pretty good. They cover contracts and different things for pressure washers today for free as a value because I wanted you guys to see the value that these tools can come up with just on the fly. And for that small business owner that's doing it by themselves, one man, one truck, and always getting told to raise your prices, but you can't hardly keep up in your business. I would say customer relationship is what fails in that scenario. And your business customer relationship retention and knowing your numbers, how many customers you have that are repeat. and what is the important information that you need to know about that customer that you needed to call them 2 weeks before. That needs to be in a CRM. So again, I needed something that had a CRM integrated. So now in my case, I have my email campaigns, my CRM. I have a custom agent in there that can do anything with all of my other tools, and it's all in one place. So the all in one solution need, whether it's a website package for Greg or AI package from my side, for a small business owners that they can take these tools and run one man, one truck and start putting out good quality content on the schedule, and you not having to do it. So you're saving your time and you're automating your lead process and you're doing things that bring in more leads, and then you're retaining your customers. So that's where I'm working with Greg on the back end.
So
That
let me ask you this, and you hit on a real hot topic here, and I think it's important for anybody looking to automate and implement systems into their business processes. And we all know that we want more leads because more leads usually equals more business growth. However, there comes a point in time when a lead may not necessarily justify a good lead, a good customer, because not everybody's fit for everybody. And do you have processes throughout that that can help identify those potential people coming in as a lead to like refunnel them how they migrate to your system? Because again, not every lead is the perfect. In fact, some of them you may want to kick out when they come in. I mean, it's just a fact of life and the way business runs. Just because a person calls BigXMedia and says, "Hey, I want a website design," well, let's have a conversation first and talk about where you're at, what your needs are, how you want to grow, and some time frames around that to see if you're going to fit into a good mold into where we benefit you and you benefit us, because that's a 50-50 business partnership. It's not it's not just a hand it off and
oh,
run and gun on it.
hey Greg,
You changed sides on me.
I did. I don't think I meant to.
I was like, oops, there he was, and there he goes.
Yes, sir. So I guess I the one that fell off? Did I just have to reconnect, or was that you?
That was you.
Okay.
And I don't even think it disconnected. It just,
I have too much stuff going. I know I got my AI programs open in the background. Bless you, brother. Uh, because you showed your website speeds, I have a tool that is just, I've built off of your knowledge that you've given me on things that are important. So I have a tool called AI Marketing Proposals that simply just gives you tons of important, valuable things to put on your website. And we'll write a blog for you too, and whatever you need. But when it comes to the organization, the H tags, and being administered, meaning you're updating your certificates, meaning you're going in there weekly and taking the time to make sure that if a new format for a photo comes out, that you're taking the time to reformat all those photos. Those are things that people think are magic, but it's not. It's a website administrator named Greg Hyatt from BigXMedia that does such things.
I promise you, as quick as you can, this is any website, whether it's brand new, whether it's been in existence for years, it's even happened on my own personal entities, BigXMedia, James, whoever's. Things change in the website world daily. And, and of course, again, I don't know if we've discussed this, but everything we do at BigXMedia is based around WordPress as being the foundation from which we build out upon. That being said, whether it's the core application itself, any additional plugin, whether we develop it, whether we buy it on your behalf, you buy it, what have you, comes updates. And it's real easy for people to go in there and click on that magic little button that says update plugins, all of them. But what they don't do is put them on a staging server and test them out to make sure everything functions the same Because just because you update it doesn't mean it works. In fact, there are times when different things can cause conflicts, and the most important part of your website, like maybe your payment gateway or the way that you collect data from your customers, no longer works. And guess when you find that out?
Mm,
About 4 months down the road when you've not achieved any more customers.
mm.
Ergo, our team, who's looking at that all day, every day, 24 hours a day to ensure everything works. And if something does change, we get notified about like that. We go and take a look, see if it's functioning on the staging site. We fix it on the staging site. Then we push it to your live site so you don't experience any downtime. Because again, I get people, and look, we try to monitor if you buy the package through us for the maintenance, sign up for it. We make sure your site's up 24/7. We know when things happen. We get notification on it instantaneously. But if you choose not to have that package and go it alone, and maybe something does happen on your website that goes south, and oftentimes people will call us 3 months after it happens, say, "Oh my God, my website's not working." And we go and start looking at things of the change logs and realize, like, well, damn, you've been having this problem for 3 months and you just now noticed. I mean, why aren't you paying more attention to your website and whether or not things are working the way they should? Because, again, if you choose not to go maintenance package and do that whole go to loan thing, well, it kind of falls on your shoulders. And let me tell you something, nothing worse as a customer going to a website and maybe you spark their interest in whatever it is you offer, and they go to fill out to complete that online form and click that submit button. And when they do, at the bottom it says, "Oops, we're sorry. Looks like something went wrong."
Mm.
Guess what you just done to your customer? You've just said you don't give two rips about the functionality of your website, which probably means you don't give two rips about the services you offer, and you sent them on their happy merry way. Congratulations.
Just as equally as important is after the sale, you want an email going to your customer saying thank you, and then the drips along the way after that that feed value to retain that customer. You don't want those emails going down either. If they're in a sequence and they're automated, you
Email is liquid gold.
liquid gold, guys. And keep in mind, like the more detail that is personal to your customer, the better on those. If it
If you
can,
can at least capture a name, an email, and a phone number,
mm-hmm,
those three areas, and even if they don't purchase your service today, doesn't mean that through an effective email campaign that they may not revisit that a couple months down the road.
mm,
So, as James can attest to from the owner of a very successful pressure washing business who eventually sold it, but that group right now, this is peak season.
mm-hmm,
Temperatures are starting to warm up. People wanting to get them houses beautified, get things that happened over winter cleaned up. Maybe there's been a few storms that rolled through and blew all kinds of nasty leaves and twigs in their gutter systems, needs to be cleaned out. Got in-ground swimming pools, want to get that deck area all clean. I mean, it's just peak season.
yes, it is.
But if you're
Absolutely.
if you're not, again, just because a person doesn't click schedule an appointment right now for your service or a buy or however you've got it set up on your site. But again, even if they don't do it right now, doesn't mean that maybe 30, 45 days into the future, things slow down for them maybe, that they might not be looking in that. And you want to make sure you're keeping your name, your business in their eyesight. Because
And
I guarantee you someone else will.
yeah, we need to slow down right there for a second. And I know I can tell just by the conversation that there's somebody out there who says that's the reason why we don't have a buy it now button on our website. That's the reason why we still use paper. That's the reason why we still send them a document that they have to sign and send us back an email. Let me give you a warning, guys and girls. This is a warning. Web3 kills that. It's going to stop the operation of the small business that is not automated at some level. That means trackable. Data is trackable in Web3. Everything needs to be accounted for. So you're going to need to know your numbers as a business owner. That's where my tools come in. They're going to be watchdogging you, I promise you. And you're going to need a data management server that when data hits it or a customer hits that server, that an administrator can tell you and give you some proof of the life of that customer data. If they submitted an email, there needs to be a record of that somewhere. And it needs to be tracked, guys. It does.
More, and even more importantly on that note, it's not as it need to be a record for that, but it needs to be a record of what happened next.
Exactly right.
I mean, everything in this process, because, and I've operated in several business entities where contracts, signed forms were the life of the business. But the more you can streamline, automate that process for your customer, like something as simple as an electronic signature to come through your online form as opposed to having to send them a physical document. So even if you've got this created as a PDF, it's online, they can e-signature it, and as soon as they sign it or hit, return, it's automatically sending it back to you as the business provider, thus removing a step for them. The fewer steps you have to get a customer from clicking to a paid deliverable for you as the business owner, and the more streamlined those processes are, the happier your customers will be. Let's face it, we all got busy lives, and nobody wants to spend, buckets of hours on paperwork and signing contracts and back and forth, and yet, no, streamline that. And again, the fewer steps you have, the more, and being able to track it, as James said, you got to know when they've hit the website. You got to know when they've hit the submit button. What happened after they hit submit, and did it trigger? Know your processes. Make sure they're working on time, on cue, every time.
And if you're a new business owner and that completely terrifies you because you don't know your numbers, let me give you a practical application tip. Learn how to track an advertisement. Make a Google ad, make a Facebook ad off of the Facebook ad manager, make a YouTube ad, and then connect the tracking in the background that's already there with Google Analytics and Google Ads and learn what that's doing, because what that's doing is teaching you how to watch your numbers. Let me share my screen real quick, Greg. Do you mind? I want to make this a habit since we're kicking off this week. Can you see my screen okay, Greg?
I can't now, yes.
Can you see where that says AI marketing proposals?
Yes.
Now this is going to take probably 3 to 4 minutes. When I get
Maximize your window for everybody there.
all right, how's that?
Much better.
Good deal. So what I did, you hopefully saw, but the simplicity of my tool was put in the business name and put in their URL. So I typed BigXMedia for business name and your URL bigxmedia.net. That's all I had to put in here. Now watch. This is the way AI works. Down here, I have document wizard and AI forms, and the more you go down, your invoice generator, all of this has been trained into a business model where you could launch a simple website and then go down to your super agent, which is agent GPT. This is the highest level. This is where it gets very, very conversational. Let's put it that way. You can talk to it in very simple terms, even talk to it through the WhatsApp and ask it to do something, and it will go off as an agent and complete that task. You can build a whole business structure from a whole office management staff right now with this tool. It will do document creation, it will do email, um, it will build forms for you from the slides which you just created with it as well. I want to show you this, Greg. Can you still see?
Yep.
Okay. So this tool is made to just give you a product brief of your business real quick. So here's what I picked up on mobile. You're 97. See what I did? I ran the same tool you ran. I got how your website's compiled. Desktop, I got a 97, 96. So for SEO optimization, here's a couple things you could put in there that are highest level ranking right now for search terms on the internet because it's trained to do so. Check this out. It gives you some objective crushing FAQs right off the bat. And you know how important those are. For marketing, YouTube videos, TikTok videos. Gives you a couple pictures here for your advertisement to capture some attention. A few more. What's a benefit stack of BigXMedia? Enhanced credibility. That's what I would say. Somebody who shows up and does great work. You could add these as free bonuses. Just some ideas.
Now, the SEO audit one's kind of built in. Now, and that being said, we're kind of on different things that many web developers slash designers, whomever, add in. Here's the thing: if a person tells you they're going to charge you a what I like to refer to as a discovery and discovery phase, that's about us learning about you, your needs, what your goals are, and they might say, okay, we're going to charge you a $400 discovery fee. Don't go blink blink and pause, because if people do business the right way like we do, we're going to say, okay, we're going to charge you a $400 discovery fee, but if you use our services, we'll take that off your final bill. It's not like you're paying 400 plus. But if you are serious, and James knows about this, if you're serious about any business, I don't care what it is, you got to be serious about investing money when you're reaching out to people. And I would much rather pay a $400 discovery fee, even if I didn't use the company. Here's why: because I can probably regain that $400 a lot easier than I could if I spent 4 or 5 grand for someone to do a website only to find out it was a bomb and I had to start from scratch, ergo I'm pouring out more money. It's about evaluating, how you feel about your business and who's going to work the best for you. So, don't flinch the eyes and scrunch and get all up in the wad, if you will, when someone says, sure, we'll take a look at your website and let's do a discovery phone call. It's a $400 process. Book us. If you use us, we'll take it off the end. Okay, it's not like we're going to drill it down your throat or other parts, if you will. But again, it's about how you value yourself, how you see your business proposition. Because let's face it, if in your mind your business isn't worth $1 million, I'd begin to question if you're serious about your business.
Yeah,
And
it's a
everybody
grind.
says, "Oh, but that's unrealistic." Is
Mm-hmm.
it? Is it really? No, because I know plenty of business owners throughout a multitude of different niches. I'm going to use one. I'm not going to give out the name, but a heating, ventilation, air conditioning business owner, who's doing $800,000 a year, and we're working on trying to see if we can't double that and triple that. triple those numbers, but they have the team in place to ensure that when that expands, they have the team in place to service the increase of the amount of business that'll come on board. So, there's as much that falls back into a business owner as those you are asking to help you expand your marketability and for people to be able to find your business again. Okay. And you say, oh, website, whatever is dead.
Hmm.
Please, 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 I can't strive this enough. Do not fall for this gimmick. And you'll see them online, Facebook, other places, wherever, about, oh, we can design you a website and a mobile app for $2.99. Lie. Yeah, that might be what they charge you. Yes, they may hand you off something, but again, and this will be a discussion down the road, for ease of maintenance, upscaling, implementing new pieces of technology into that platform, it's going to be damn near non-existent for you as the person that paid the money. But more importantly, that means you're going to have to spend thousands more in dollar bills to find someone who can implement what you want into that platform. Because again, not every platform is built the same. And when you get into the back things of the code, how it's delivered, how it functions, is it making an API call to some other network? Okay, and the same thing like even James. I kind of appreciate James showing that. And that's pretty slick running. And I've seen some online, kind of, sorta, do similar things like you key in the website name and it provides you a different bunch of reports. But again, I would rather give somebody I know like James the opportunity to do that instead of some Joe Blow business. For all I know, it's probably in Indonesia. And I'm not trying to be racist, people. It's not about that. But again, when you start doing research for like website designers, developers, da 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 da, a lot of people say, wow, these ads keep showing up on my Facebook feed. Well, it's based on what you search for. It's no different than YouTube. What you search for on YouTube will start to propagate
Mm-hmm.
around some of the things that you've typed in for things to watch. Many of the ads you'll start to see, if you don't have a YouTube premium account, are going to be based around your search history. That's just the way the web works. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like the magic in the device is spying on you. It's not. It's, very data centric, algorithmic, and that's what you expect your devices to do, is to provide you things based on what you use every day in life or what you look for. And then it begins to learn how to feed that to you. Well, website does the same thing. The more data you feed it, the more information on it that's specific to meet the need of your either existing customers or a potential new one is pertinent. And it's not hit and miss. It is strategic and it's ongoing. And these are just a lot of the smaller, and they're not small components, but at the end of the day, they are. But some things you got to keep in the back of the mind. It's like, man, when's the last time I put any kind of quality article on my website?
Mm. Last week, right here, every week.
I
You've
mean,
taught me to update blogs every week. That's what I do. That's how I stay number one. And with Greg's mentorship, he'll mentor you too. And on my side, we provide a super simple, it's made super simple, fully integrated, all in one solution for AI. We're talking movie making all the way through. Everything that you've heard about with AI, we probably overlapped it, have it, and the leader in it right now. So that's my pitch for anybody who's
well, and
looking for an all-in-one solution.
I want you to hit James up and get his package. I think I sent him. You correct me if I'm wrong, brother. Didn't you throw that package up there for a price tag of $49?
I did
Okay,
$49
so
a month,
let
and I'll
me
be
let me
running that
push
right
that
till
for
the
him.
end.
I'm a big pusher of YouTube because at the end of the day, YouTube is almost as equal, if not even higher, than the standard Google search. Because if you go through and look at the global data of the amount of viewers on YouTube, it's simply just mind numbing.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, me in particular, only because I need some new teeth. Uh, Not everybody's comfortable being on video, and that's okay. There are tools out there that you can utilize, and I'm sure James has some in his stash
You know
that
I
you
do.
can create what's called a talking head video,
Yeah. Faceless
which
video.
which might be you,
Hmm.
but it's all AI generated, if you will, and
And
synced up to the
it
speech. I
is.
mean, I don't know all the complexities.
I'm just messing. This is my first couple weeks, guys. I'm grinding alongside the other business owners out there right now and developing tools after my initial development and put it out there. This is the best that there is on the internet, in my opinion. They work. They're simple. They're all in one, all integrated.
James, is that $49? Is that an LTD or is that a monthly subscription? How's that work?
It will be a monthly subscription, and will discount it for a yearly subscription.
Do they
But
have to implement their own, like if you have anything that integrates with ChatGPT, are they required to pull in their own open AI keys in order to be able to use your tools?
no, it's developed so everything's running on the fastest models. You don't have to go out and research all the different tool sets that are out on the internet right now.
Now,
All you
let
have
me
to
tell you,
do is go to
folks,
one place.
if you've thought about jumping in any of this, especially in the AI world, I promise you, I'm just going to say this as simplistic as I can. If you as a business owner are not actively learning how to use AI technology in your business growth, you are going to watch your competitors eat you for lunch. Plain and simple.
You will.
That being said, I use a lot of AI tools. I prefer the Chat GPT 4.0 model. Got a paid monthly subscription. Got a paid monthly subscription through 11, or pardon me, in Lotto Elements. So there's a whole nother suite of tools from images to stock photo, videos, music, what have you. And then got another monthly subscription for 11 Labs, which allows me to generate very authentic sounding voiceovers merely based off text to speech, which is super cool. So you can rack up some coins very quick
Quickly.
in the amount of money that you spend on different tools. So this whole $49 proposition, based on what I quickly seen in the
Going
background
up.
image, you would almost be a what's going to call it is you're a moron.
You miss it,
You
you're gonna miss it
you
because
missed
it'll
the
be
boat. Okay,
$400 a month real
I
quick.
promise you, there is nobody currently on the market, and trust me, I see every new damn ad from every AI company that comes either already exists or is coming out. You are not getting anywhere close to the amount of tools that you will have access to for $49. And I'm sure there's probably some training tucked in there in the background
Oh,
that
it's
tells you
all
how to use all these damn tools.
every one of them. I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna lead you. I'm gonna hold your hand. You're not gonna have all of the learning curve that I did. I'm bridging the skills gaps. I was cybersecurity. I am a computer programmer. I was a videographer. I'm bringing all my skills into these tools, and these things are nice. I've already got video intros. It's one of my favorite things to do. Video intros are in there. You have motion graphics in there. You have hero images. I mean, these show stopping ad images are
Yeah, and
coming up with great clarity.
yeah, he's hitting on it too, because especially in YouTube, there's a lot of things that determines whether you're getting a lot of views. And it's not just enough to start it, because depending on what level a person is using on their YouTube app, whether they're a paid subscriber to YouTube Premium or if they're just a general user. But there are different stats to you as the content provider that's critical for you to know, like uh, intros, 10 seconds. Get
Mm,
in, get it out, get to the
right.
point. Don't make a person wait 35, 45 seconds after your intro to figure out what the hell it is you're going to be talking about.
And
Because
so
guess
my
what?
tools
They
actually
bounce.
optimize for that too. You throw video in there and it will edit and it'll kill the blank space and put jump cuts and transitions and it will edit your video. So I have a
How's
video
it how's it do for like titles and descriptions and tags? Is it able to produce those for you, or are you still having to do that more or less on a manual basis?
No, it does everything for me. I have it completely automated for the beginner, as well as optimized to supercharge 10x, 20x the pro.
And I'm here to
And
tell you, I'm gonna back James up on that one. Let me tell you, if you've ever thought about doing a YouTube channel and you allow the little demons to sneak in saying, "Oh, no, there's too many out there." The way YouTube's redone their algorithms and introducing new things, there's never ever been a better time to start a new YouTube channel than right now. And for those who say, well, I want to make money, and we've all seen the videos about learn how to make $1 million a year on YouTube. Scrap that shit, okay? Let's get to reality. And you don't need 1,000 subscribers to hit that 1,000 subscriber limit to begin making money on YouTube. There are what's called a paid sponsor of your channel. So if you kind of are niched down, I'm just going to use this one, just throw it out there. Maybe you're doing crochet videos, but maybe you only like to use a specific set of crochet hooks that maybe you can only get from a place, and you have a partnership with them or an ongoing relationship, and you say, hey, I'm doing all these crochet videos. Would you mind sponsoring my channel and maybe giving my viewers, say, a 15% deal if they buy directly through a link for me? You get a piece of that cut. They gain more customers. It's just a win-win. That's just one of multiple ways you can begin to make a residual income on YouTube before you actually get monetized by YouTube. Because I promise you, once you get monetized, they're a little bit more stringent in their guidelines. Things have to really be impeccable across the board, or you could lose your monetization. I don't even want to jump into that weed factory, but it's just better, in my opinion, if you can find a couple of sponsors dedicated around what you do and the message you're trying to communicate to the people you want to watch your videos. And when you got that in place, stand back.
that's awesome. On that note, Greg, it's been 45 minutes. Let's cut it. Good night, everybody. Hit like, hit subscribe. Join us again next
One
week.
more thing in that: hit like, subscribe, leave a comment,
Leave a comment.
share the video.